after live on YouTube, close your YouTube.
Minimize kan?
Close. Biar
Close?
gak ganggu kamu. Ya, close the YouTube. I will come to your room. Okay, now go to the webinar session and enjoy. Raj, can you open the slide and put it on the first?
Okay, let me do it. Hmm. This one ya.
Yep,
Can you see it?
yep.
Okay, it's started.
Right, cool.
Hi, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Still many people joining now, so we're gonna wait for a while ya, Pak and Man.
Sure. Let's wait a bit.
Still coming, people still coming and joining for today's session.
Hello, Mehboob.
Hello, nice to meet you. Some familiar name here. I've seen it. Yeah, can you see, Pak? Some familiar name. Hello, Mbak Olin. Good afternoon. And I see also, hi, Mas Kafi. Hi, Mbak Ana. I see. Hi, Mbak Oci. Good afternoon. Yeah, I think people still joining as well for today. Still coming. Hi, Mbak Justin. Good afternoon. Halo, Bu Ivon. Selamat siang. All right, I think participants is already here. So let's start for today's session. All right, hi everyone. Good afternoon. Very nice to see you again in today's session. And before that, thank you so much for joining the webinar for today. And I've seen some familiar name here as well. And since I've been greeting you all as well. But before that, I think I would like to introducing the people here. So there will be me as the moderator here. I'm Salsa. Hello, everyone. And joining me here is the speakers are Faraj, is the research director. Hi, Pak.
Hello, hi everyone.
And as well, and we have also Mas Rizky here as the senior research manager. Hi, Mas.
Hello, everyone.
So how are you guys today? Is
Great,
everything
great.
okay?
Good, very excited.
Have this session today, yeah?
Okay, very good to know all. Okay. I think before we start, so I would like to remind you that the today's session we will be discussing about the global snacking trend in Indonesia and Malaysia. It's more about healthy snacking, yeah, healthy snacking in Indonesia and in Malaysia. And before that, before we deep dive into the topic of the webinar today, if you guys have any questions, so please just drop the message in the box here, and we will be answering as we go along. Okay. Before we start, I would like to ask Pak Raj and Mas Rizky again, actually. So, Pa and Mas, why have you chosen this topic? Is it because really interesting, or is it because the most requested topic of all, or do you have any specific reason of choosing this topic?
Yes, Salsa, this is a very interesting topic, what we have chosen today on healthy snacking. And we see that it is equally getting relevant for both the consumers as well as the marketeers. The consumers are becoming more aware of their overall well-being, and marketers are also meeting the demand with new healthy snacking getting launched every day. We see it in the markets. And very seldom do we see that there is a good balance of the push and the pull side for any category like that. So in today's topic, we will be discussing that why healthy snacking is becoming relevant for consumers. What are the things that consumers are looking for when they choose a healthy snacking in the market? And how, as marketers, we can offer this category to them by being more relevant and differentiated from competition in terms of the way we design our innovation pipeline as well as the way in which we communicate to them. So yes, it is
Yeah,
going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, I think
yes.
so many requests to cover about this data as well, ya Pak ya.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, so many clients asking about this. So maybe before we start like diving into the main takeaway, main findings for this around healthy snacking and Indonesia and Malaysia, I would like to like explain to the audience what is the basis of this webinars today. Yeah. So first thing that we did actually we did some desk research and overall try to find some trends around the globe on the snacking category. And what we found that the healthy topics is pops up a lot. So it piqued our interest and we try to like focusing on that. And this is mainly then become our main basis to give you the insight on of this webinar. So then again, after we getting some of the key dimension of the healthy snacking, the trend, the sub trends, or everything that's happening around the globe on these healthy snacking topics, we try to understand and substantiate the findings whether it is actually really relevant or not for Indonesia and Malaysia market. So what we did, we complement our desk research with the primary research. So we do the online survey around April 2024, and we do online survey with around 400 samples in both of these markets. So we recruit 400 sample in Malaysia, we recruit 400 sample in Indonesia. Not only that, we also ensure that we have a good sample breakdown. So we later would get the better understanding whether some of these sub-trends is only relevant to specific demographics. For example, like is any of this trend is only relevant for younger audience, or like maybe older audience, or like maybe only relevant for upper class consumer, middle class consumer, something like that. Yeah, so this is the basis of our webinar. And I would like to like introduce you to some of the global trends that we pick up. So basically, this is some of the example of the reports and article. This is only like several of them. We of course like working with more information, more sort of insight other than this four. But this is just a slight glimpse of what we found in the global snacking, healthy snacking trend. Yeah. Okay. So then, maybe before we start, Salsa, can you help us to make this webinar more interesting?
All right, sure. So we're gonna launch a poll for the first poll here, yeah, actually. Okay, is it visible already?
Yes.
All right, so wow, so many.
Yeah, so very
Yeah.
excited. Yeah, we don't even like ask you guys on the question, but yeah, you can see that this is actually the question: how often do you snacks? And yeah, answer is picking up.
Okay, it's still coming. The poll, yeah. What about you, Mas Abe or Paraj? Do you often snack or just
I
jaga to
think
the heavy meal?
I think when I'm working from home, then I snack more. But when I'm in office, I think maybe once a day.
Okay, makes sense. I think most people already answered. I'm gonna end the poll now
Yeah,
and share the results to you.
yeah,
Yeah,
we can
I
see the
think
results.
the results here is showing that 2 to 3 times a day, 32%, and once a day. Yeah, I think it's similar with your answer, Pak. But is it relevant to your finding?
Yes. So let's look at the findings. So what we have done, as Rizky mentioned, that we have looked at some of the global reports, and then we have also done the survey in Indonesia and Malaysia. So as you can see that globally also, 1 out of 2 consumers are actually snacking 2 to 3 times a day or even more. And in terms of Indonesian consumers, we see that the numbers are even much higher. Malaysian consumers, it's similar. Consumers are also preferring to eat more smaller meals throughout the day as opposed to few larger meals like the main meal. So basically what they are doing is they are replacing their main meals with snacking products as well. And once again, we see that the Indonesian and Malaysian trends are much higher compared to the global average. So overall, with the increase in frequency as well as increase in occasions and moments overall, which we will see in the next few slides, we can clearly see that the overall market growth rate for Indonesia and Malaysia is much higher for snacking industry overall compared to the global average. So this tells us that there is a potential that uh, we can do with launching new products with innovation, and also in terms of how we are communicating our products to the consumers in terms of the healthy benefits. So if we are saying that there is a change in consumer behavior, so what is leading to that change in consumer behavior? Has the overall role of snacking changed? Do consumers want something more from snacking? Has the overall moments and occasions changed, or is it just a fallout of how the consumers are behaving in terms of change in their lifestyle, change in their consumption behavior, etc. So even though COVID has ended 2, 3 years ago, and but we still see that there is a long-term impact of COVID, and that is also impacting the snacking behavior of consumers. Many consumers are still working partially from home, and in markets like Indonesia and Malaysia, we still see many companies offering that advantage to people to work from home, and that leads to consumers actually being able to access more snacking options in their home, in their day-to-day life, which is increasing the frequency of the consumption, as well as it is increasing the number of occasions in which they are consuming. We also saw that many consumers, around 40% of the consumers, are trying new snacks in their daily routine or in their monthly routine. They are saying that they are trying new snacks which they see in the market because they want variety in their snacking routine. So that also brings us to an opportunity to launch new snacking options for innovation. That is an opportunity. And again, in terms of when consumers are working from home, they are also replacing their main meals with snacks, because again, it is just one way to reduce boredom and reduce the monotonous nature of the category. So overall, yeah, next slide. Overall, we see that consumers are becoming more conscious of their well-being, and it is coming into the snacking category as well. So as we have discussed before, that there is a pull from the consumer side also, which is coming from their health consciousness and their overall concern towards the well-being. So everything that the marketeers are offering, new products, new categories, new ranges, it is being shown, and it is very clearly visible that marketeers are also offering new products like zero sugar, vegan category, things which are instead of fried, it is baked, and it is all positioned towards the healthy benefits of the snacking category. And as we see that the global trends, all these global trends are becoming much more relevant for Indonesian and Malaysian consumers, we can see the opportunity, and now we have to decide how we want to address this opportunity and how we want to grow our brand with this opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paraj, actually, I have a little bit question for you because I'm quite curious because I think
Yes.
the insight that you just gave is very interesting. And yeah, so as the health conscious is arising, the trend is arising, does that mean that all the snacking product in the market should like focus for delivering the healthy needs only, or what? Because yeah, even me myself, I do have some kind of the craving for asking for something sweet or even savory or somehow like the spicy one, and I don't think that go along between one
Yeah.
another.
Correct.
Yeah, Sasa. Yeah, Sasa, it's a perfect timing for your question, so I can help you answer this question. One of the more important things that we found when we are talking about this healthy snacking, healthy like lifestyle from the consumer, so they're like more aware about like being healthy, about their well-being. But this is like a very interesting thing because snacking is like really related to indulgence, right? So we saw in both market in Indonesia, in Malaysia, you can see here taste is important. Yeah, very high here, especially in Indonesia, it is 7%. Malaysia is also high, 62%. But we also saw that taste indulgence is like still one of the key motivators when people are snacking. So as a brand owner, yes, of course, people want healthy snacks, but that does not mean that they are willing to sacrifice the taste. They're willing to sacrifice the indulgence, the deliciousness of the snacking moment. So yeah, we should like be careful to make our healthy offering not only just like talking about healthiness, but we also still need to deliver these hygiene factors, these taste. So we should strike a balance between taste and health, Salsa. So that's the main important findings that we found when we are like looking into this topic.
Okay, so it's very interesting actually, ya, Mas, ya, because like we need to be balanced between the taste and then also the healthy needs itself. So yeah, I think I also have another options for looking for the healthy snacking itself. But
Yeah.
is there any other aspects to be considered when choosing the healthy snacking itself?
Yes, correct. So now that we have established that the overall healthy snacking industry is growing in both these markets, let us look at what are the dimensions of healthy snacking which consumers are looking at, and also what we see in the marketplace with different brands offering different types of healthy snacking. So overall, we can club the key dimensions of healthy snacking into three buckets. One is how is it sourced and produced, so that it is becoming more healthier for the consumer. What are the second bucket will be what are the ingredients used or added in the snack, which again makes it more wholesome for consumption. And the third bucket is how are we communicating or how are we packaging it so that it supports the healthy lifestyle which the consumers are looking for. So if we go into the first bucket and look at what consumers are looking for, so we are calling the first bucket as minimal processing. So what consumers are looking for is snacks that are made with natural ingredients. They are looking for snacks which are made with ingredients that that it is easy to understand for them. It is easily recognizable. They don't want anything which is artificial in terms of additives or some synthetic chemicals. They don't want any preservatives that can potentially harm them. So that is what their concerns are. They are also concerned about the high processing of snacking products, which is potentially reducing the nutritional value of the snacks. So this is what we are covering in the first bucket. And later on, we will see what are the sub trends within each of these buckets as well. The second bucket, as you can see, the name itself suggests that it is about functional benefits in terms of what are the nutritional values and the health benefits, what are the kind of ingredients, micronutrients that are added into the snack that makes it much more healthy and much more wholesome overall in terms of fortification and uh, easy to consume as well, and as well as supplementing the health needs, supplementing the micronutrient needs. So in this, we will see later on that claims regarding rich in protein, rich in fiber, added vitamins, added minerals. These are the things that will become much more important for the consumers because they are looking at the functional benefits. And again, the third bucket that we have is around, we are calling it mindful personalization because it is a demand that is arising from a niche segment who are looking for certain kind of special dietary needs. Maybe they are looking for some products which are allergen free. Some consumers are looking for products which are vegan. So even though currently these needs might be very niche, but how can we make our products in such a way that even, while we are offering it to a niche segment, but we can still become relevant for a mass segment as well. So it is about the communication, the packaging, everything will come into role in this bucket when we see it in more detail. So as I said that within each of the buckets also there are many sub trends that we found. So for the first bucket, minimal processing, we will discuss about natural and clean label. We will discuss about free from additives, free from food as we call it. We will discuss about sugar consciousness, cooking process. In the second bucket, we will discuss about functional benefits related to plant-based ingredients, fortification needs, gut health. And in the third bucket, we will talk about portion control, special dietary needs, and also do-it-yourself snacking. Yeah. And now we will be focusing more on the results of the Indonesian and Malaysian consumers as we saw it.
All
So
right.
let me pass it on. Yeah.
Before we continue to the next part, I want to remind you guys, if you have any questions, so please just drop in the question box here below. Okay,
Yes.
Rizky,
Thanks,
on to
Salsa.
you.
So let me pass it on to Rizky so that he can take you through the trends for the minimal processing bucket.
Yes. So before we jump into each of the dimension and the subtrends between the dimension itself, I would like to explain to you guys next in the further slide. If you see some numbers, if you see some highlight, what is that mean? So this is actually how we do the primary research, how we do our online survey to Indonesia and Malaysia consumers. The three steps that we do, the first one is, of course, we curated, we compiling what are the most probable effective communication, effective innovation, effective claim that could possibly interest consumers. So we put down into our list, and then later in the step 2 we ask those several attributes to consumers, and we try to make some kind of idea appeal score. So based on the trial index later when we do the analysis, uh, we uh, we highlight the finding based on the willingness of a consumer to try these claims, this communication, this innovation. Yeah. So things that are considered to be high appeal is things that are scored 30 or higher. Next, we also have things that are moderately interested for consumers. This is the attributes or the innovation, the claim that are scored between 20 to 30. And below that, of course, we have some of the claim that are low in interest. So 20 or below, we mark that into the red color and a low interest. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now move on to the first dimension, minimal processing. And the very first, okay, before we deep dive into the very first subtrend, we have another poll. Salsa, can you guide us to the second poll here? So
Sure.
yes, basically before we deep dive into minimal processing, we try to understand uh, you as a brand owner, yeah, which claim is most impactful in creating greater appeal among consumer? Yeah, which one from these options? Yeah, guys.
Yeah, I think we have 100% from nature, clean label, freshly produced, natural ingredients, and organic ingredients. So yeah. So which one do you think the most impactful was? I know you've know the answer already, actually.
Yes, we have the answer from our consumers. Yeah, this is you as a brand owner
Yes.
perceive. Yeah, so far there's high on natural ingredients.
Okay.
Second place, but the gap is quite high. It's clean label, 100% nature.
All right, let's wait for a moment. Okay, so I
Reduce
think,
to pick up. Yeah.
yeah, I think we can end the poll now and share the results to you all. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So half of you
yeah.
mentioned about natural ingredients. Yeah. So let's see how consumer responding to this claim. Okay. Can you help to close the?
Yes, done. Closing the poll already.
Oh, I need to close it by myself. Okay, now move to the first subtrend about natural and clean label in minimal processing dimension. So when we talk about natural and clean label, natural, when someone talking about healthiness, healthy option, natural will become one of the very first thing that people talk about. This is also same in the healthy snacking topics that consumers are actually looking for brands who are practice ethical production, yeah, in terms of and they are transparent in terms of ingredients they use. So this is something that are really important. Why I mentioned this is are very important from consumer, yeah, as I already explained before in the previous slides, that all of it, this is freshly produced organic ingredients, clean label, 100% from nature, natural ingredients, all of it having high score appeal, yeah, from our both of this both of Indonesia and Malaysia market. Yeah, maybe only GMO, non-GMO that are still low in appeal. Yeah, maybe because this is related on the knowledge or the awareness of GMO in this two market. Yeah. So getting back to your answers previously, I think you guys answered about natural ingredients. Yeah, this is actually something that are important for consumer. But the most mentioned, the most high appeal we've seen here is on the freshly produced, yeah, both in Indonesia and Malaysia. High also organic ingredients in Malaysia here, 41%. Clean label is also very relatable for Malaysian market, 40% is very high. But we also see some differences, yeah, in terms of like how each of demographic responding to this claim. So we need to be like careful about the target audience. Yeah, for example, here in Indonesia, we saw that yeah, freshly produced here more cater into like younger audience. Same also for clean label. You can see here this is like more popular among like 18 to 24, basically Gen Z. Yeah, we also saw some difference, yeah, on how Malaysia consumer responding to this claim. For example, this the Chinese one, yeah, the Chinese consumer in Malaysia are uh, more having a high appeal, or like showing some interest in the freshly produced and natural ingredients compared to the other ethnicity. Yeah, so majority of ethnicity in Malaysia is like Malay, of course. They are more the organic ingredients claim is more working for them. Yeah, same also for 100% from nature. So what is the implication of this information, this natural and clean label information? So basically we understand that consumer want something that are natural, they perceive as natural. So things that we can do, the implication, for example, like we can promote the use of fresh ingredient. How? One of the option is like to show the picture, the pure form of our product. For example, if we have like oat snack, just show the real oats in the packaging itself, and try to make our packaging like really clean, simple, so it doesn't like clutter too much. For example, this vanilla ice cream here, the packaging is very simple, but it shows us the naturalness with, for example, like those vanilla, real vanilla, or like flowers. So this is like one of the key insight example that we can choose. Another example that natural is how we can like utilize naturalness is like to include that in our brand. For example, in brand name, of course, maybe we would like to launch some new brand. So, for example, this from this slide we can see that Cheetos have like simply natural. Yeah, so they clearly explain like the font is very big, putting oh, this is like the healthier alternative to compared to regular Cheetos. Yeah. So following up on the clean label, so another question that we asked to the respondent in our primary research, that whether they are like checking the packaging for details or not. And the result you can see here, like majority of consumer in both markets, more than like 90% here in both market, responding that yes, they are like checking the packaging, yeah, for the information. And mainly things that they look into on the packaging is like ingredient list and nutritional fact. So we have to use clear and concise communication to like clearly send the message for consumer about the naturalness of the product that we have. What is present in the product itself? What is an absence, or like okay, I don't use this ingredient, so I use for example this in the protein bar here. They mentioned that every kind of ingredient they use in their product: 3 egg white, 6 almond, 4 cashew, 2 dates, and also the other product, the other example here, we see this veggie goose. Yeah, simply like stating 1 serving of fruit and veggies, no added sugar. So explaining what is there, which is like fruit and veggies, but what is not there or absent from the product itself, no added sugar. We also like need to inform what is the benefits. Yeah, so if we could like stating it, so this is the benefit of our product. This is why you should choose our product. Yeah. So this is the first subtrend in the minimal processing. Okay. Yeah, next, the second subtrend in the minimal processing is about freeform. So freeform is actually not something that are very new. Yeah, we saw that in the food categories, in packaged food categories, so many brands already communicating about this. For example, like about sometimes they communicate about low fat, or like uh, free from fat, something like that. Some kind of other combination we also like saw in the market already, like no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial or other ingredients, artificial ingredients. Yeah. So the interesting things that we pick up from this free-form findings that for younger target audience, the claim or like the wording of no preservative, no synthetic chemicals, no additive works more or like resonate more compared to the other wording here. Yeah. So it's very important that we are like clearly use the appropriate claim to communicate to our target audience. If our primary target audience is younger, use this no preservative, no synthetic chemicals, no additive. But if our target audience is like slightly older, yeah, or older consumers, so no artificial ingredients, no artificial colors and flavors, fat-free, no MSG is working better. Yeah, so we need to understand how to treat, how to communicate to different target audience from these findings. Okay. The third subtrend in the minimal processing is about sugar conscious. Yeah, this is also really interesting because the awareness about the impact of sugar overconsumption to health is really picking up lately. So people are getting more aware, especially younger audience. Yeah, why I can say that? Because as you can see here, as from our primary research result, the sugar-free option is getting like higher appeal from younger consumer. Again, Gen Z, 18 to 24. Both in Indonesia and in Malaysia. But then again, more middle-aged consumer are wanting like more permissible amount of sugar. So then again, they still like want to enjoy their snacking. So they still want to some kind of sugar, but they are like also being careful. So maybe low sugar option is better for them. But other interesting thing that we found that the older consumer is not bothered so much about this sugar related issue, yeah, because maybe they already consume sugary treats for so long. So yeah, the concern is like not that high compared to the younger audience. Yeah. So again, we also saw that the trends of the sugar-free, low sugar is picking up more, or like appeal more to the upper audience. So yeah, we can see this. This is like as an opportunity. Maybe we could like charge our price higher to these upper SAS consumers. Yeah, because they're wanting something that are like low in sugar content. Yeah. Another key takes away that we found that again communicating or like taking out some kind of sugar, like putting it like communicating it as low sugar is working better rather than just like use other sugar replacement. For example, like sugar replaced with stevia, sugar replaced with gula aren here is not working as well as the low sugar option here. Yeah. Okay. We also see that there are some changing in terms of like mindset because again, younger people want no sugar at all. Middle-aged people want like slightly sugar. Older people like no bother, give me my sugar, for example. So we need to be careful. In the future, we suggest it is suggested that more consumer are looking for sugar-free option. Why? Because as we can see here in Indonesia right now, the sugar-free score appeal is 31%. Just last year, we did similar studies as this one for Indonesia market. The score is like 70%, 17%. So the appeal score is like almost double. So this is like a good things for us to like prepare for our future target market. So because the younger generation will get older and consume more in the future, so maybe we have to like start thinking to offer this kind of like sugar-free option to our consumer from now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the last sub-trend in the minimal processing dimension is cooking process. This is also not something very new. We also found that in previous years, especially communication about baking got popular. Yeah, why people are having some concern in cooking process? Yeah, because there are some talk about like when some product is highly processed or like ultra processed, the content of the nutritious the benefit that we can get from the ingredients will become like less, so it's less nutritious. So people globally like having concern about this, how the snack is made. But we saw that in Indonesia and Malaysia, this is not picked up so much. Yeah, you can see here there's like no green appeal, no green numbers here. But we still have like moderately appeal on the baking. Yeah, in the previous like maybe 4 or 5 years, there are so many popular chips and crepes that are baked, not fried. We also saw that air fried's getting like some traction. Yeah, because we see in social media so many like maybe influencer chef or like channel about like cooking using air frying methods. So this is also like something that our consumer quite interested in the future. So maybe for now this is not really important, but we need to anticipate that yeah the mindset is changing like the previous sugar things that we already discussed. So in the future it possibly that people also wanting snack that are like more healthier in terms of like cooking process. So we need to again alone maybe the cooking process offering is not going to make our product very stand out or like very differentiate from other competitors. But combining it with other trend in healthy snacking may works better, yeah, for us in the futures. Okay. Okay, I think that's it for the first dimension on minimal processing. Salsa, is there any?
Yeah, there are
Yes,
there are some questions.
yes,
So let me
question
take some of
got a
them.
lot of question here.
Yeah, let me answer some of them one by one. So first is
Go.
like what is the bhasa for freshly produced? So in Indonesia, we have used the bhasa di produksi dengan segar, and for Malaysia, it is the hasikan segar. And one another question is that every person has a different sugar intake. So yeah, some consumers get sugar rush only by consuming a can of soda. Yes, that is true. And we, even though we have not asked this question directly to our consumers, that what is the sugar intake, what is your normal sugar intake? But as we can see, the slide that Risky presented around the sugar consciousness, we can see that the younger consumers are becoming more and more conscious about zero sugar or no sugar at all, while the middle-aged consumers are still wanting some level of permissible sugar, which is through say low sugar or no added sugar, and then the older consumers are still not so much concerned about this. So yes, different consumers will have different level of sugar intake, definitely. Um, then we also have some other questions like, is it worth transitioning to a cleaner, healthier product line, giving our established market presence? Can the market for healthy food compensate for the loss in less healthy segment? And additionally, how will the new packaging affect the consumer perception that we have built? Yeah, so a very relevant question that you have asked. So the in the very first initial build up to the healthy snacking category or the rise of healthy snacking category, we have mentioned that healthy is a part or a differentiator for your product rather than the core product that you're offering in the market. So uh, you have to create a balance of healthiness and taste as well. So you keep the core values of your product, which is built around taste and convenience, etc. But can we also build a healthy element so you are not only able to target the mass market, but you are also able to target the 30%, 40%, 50% of the consumers who are looking for healthy snack. Because with your current product, you might not be able to target them, because if I am very health conscious, I will not consider a product which I think is not healthy. So that is the idea, that we have to deliver to the niche, but still be relevant to the masses. The masses should not feel that your taste has gone down. And that is what some of the brands are doing, like with introducing, when they introduce Pringles low fat or Pringles reduced sugar or reduced fat, or say a Lay's bake, they are not compromising on the taste aspect. Uh, Overall, we are seeing that the healthy food snacking and the healthy snacking category is increasing quite a lot, and it is one of the bigger drivers of the overall snacking category. So it should not lead to a decline in your revenue or sales. And in terms of new packaging, consumers are wanting packaging which is easy to understand, which is clean. It is the ingredients are recognizing and all. So again, it should not impact. much. I will just take one last question right now, and then we'll move on to the second section in the interest of time. Like, is it only relevant for higher SES consumers? See, it is not only relevant for higher SES consumers. We are seeing many trends which are relevant for middle income consumers as well. And even though we have not highlighted many things here because of limited space, the trends are still relevant for the lower income consumers, SESC and all also. So it is just a combination. And what we are seeing is that, yes, overall trend is becoming important and what we can deliver in that. So we can share the numbers with you if you want more details. One question was also if you can we get this deck? We can share this deck with you. So at the end, if you we have a question, if you want the deck or if you want a presentation to the bigger audience in your company, we can do that. And we can share some more data on it in which we have more breakdown by subgroups and all. Yeah. So let us move on to the second bucket. The overall bucket, as we have named it, is functional benefits. Within this bucket, the first major trend that we are seeing is around plant-based ingredients. So use of plant-based ingredients is increasing quite a bit in snacking category. And the main reason is that because people are considering it to be healthier alternative for protein as well as for fiber. So things, as you can see here, that snacks which are made up of fruits and vegetable extracts made from nuts and seeds, these are definitely something which are quite appealing, especially for the younger and middle-aged consumers. And overall, the other ingredients like whole grains or legumes or tofu and tempeh, these also show some level of acceptance, even though it is not in the high range. One of the thing is that when you are making an innovative product using these kind of ingredients, then it is one thing that we just mention it on the packaging and all, and one thing is also to communicate it strongly as a strong benefit for the consumer in terms of say low cholesterol, fat free, because these type of ingredients, they are low on these harmful elements. We can also use it for communication, like it is it is similar in terms of taste, but it is healthier in terms of quality. Yeah. In the next slide, we are also seeing that overall the preference of protein intake from largely an animal-based protein thing that we used to see earlier. Now people are moving to more plant-based protein sources. So things like nuts and seeds, soy, tofu, tempeh, fruits, beans, whole grains. So all these categories are showing greater potential and greater appeal rather than moving towards the animal-based protein. One thing is very interesting here that we are seeing. If you look at the right side, the top graph on the right side, whole grains is quite acceptable to consumers when it comes to snacking category. But the knowledge of whole grains, if you look at the left side, that whole grains providing protein or is a good source of protein, that is not very well established. So traditionally, we know that whole grains is used as an ingredient because it is rich in fiber and it helps to improve your gut health and all. But if we can also communicate that this product is made out of whole grain and it is also rich in protein, as well as it impacts your gut, improves your gut health, then we can create a bigger differentiation for our products. Yeah. Next, we also tested some innovation ideas, so around 20 ideas in each of the markets, combining different product categories like biscuits and cookies or yogurts or nuts and seeds with different types of ingredients. So you can see some of the ingredients here: nuts and seeds, fruits, vegetables, whole grains. So we want to understand from you, what do you think is a healthier option if you have to consider something for the next snacking option? So we are getting a lot of answers for nuts and seeds.
On vegetables, I think, Pak. That's the option
Vegetable.
here.
Yeah,
Healthier options. What would you choose, Pak? For the healthier options for your snack?
I think my daily snacking routine has a lot of fruits and dry fruits,
Okay.
particularly. Yeah,
Different with me because I prefer yogurt rather than anything.
yeah. Okay. As a child, I used to have yogurts quite a bit. I think somewhere down the line I stopped.
Okay, I think we have the answer coming in, and I'm gonna end the poll. And
Okay.
here are the results.
Yeah. So mainly nuts and seeds, fruits,
Yeah,
dry
nuts and
fruits.
seeds the highest, and then coming to the vegetables, I think after that.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So first, let us look at which of these innovation ideas is performing well or is more appealing for Indonesian markets. So what we are seeing is that the top one is yes, yogurts, and then we have a lot of ideas where we had combined the regular snacking categories like biscuits or chips or crackers and cookies, etc., with some sort of fruits. You can see that biscuits and cookies with dry fruits, chips made from fruits. We have biscuits and cookies with nuts, biscuits and cookies with fruit extracts also we have. So a lot of consumers are looking for some sort of fruit-based snacking. I think that can also be used as a alternative to sugar-based, I mean, as an alternative for sugar in the snacks. So we can still deliver them sweet snacks, but without sugar, and we can call it like as part of the claim, we can say that there is no added sugar and it is all natural sugar from fruits extracts and etc. etc. So these are some of the things that we saw for Indonesia. Now we move on to Malaysia. So some of the top innovation ideas are quite similar. You can see that we still have yogurts with real fruits and biscuits and cookies with nuts. But a lot of nut-based options are preferred in Malaysia. So we have biscuits and cookies with nuts. We have different types of nuts and seeds mixes. We have protein bar with nuts. We have some other this cereal with nuts and seeds. So many of the innovation ideas around nuts and seeds will be more appealing to the Malaysian consumers. So this is something that we can look at when developing the new pipeline for innovation in in your company. Okay, moving on to the next sub-trend within this bucket, which is on fortification. So we see that fortification is something that we are seeing from quite some time. And fortification is not something new. People have been looking at added vitamins and minerals in their food. Even some of the cosmetics and some of the uh, personal care products have also launched variants in which they are saying that this has vitamin C, this has vitamin E, etc., etc. But in snacking also, consumers want this added fortification so that whatever deficiencies they have in their daily routine of consuming food and beverages, they can kind of supplement it with the with this kind of snacking items. So we are looking at things which are like contains added vitamins and minerals, good source of daily nutrition, contains omega-3 or omega-6, antioxidants. So these are some of the things that if you possibly add, then you should also strongly communicate in the market because consumers are willing to accept these kind of products. So if we look at particularly what kind of vitamins and minerals, what kind of micronutrients like consumers are looking for. So vitamin C and vitamin A is definitely on the top of the list. We know that these are elements which helps in developing the immune system of the body. And post-COVID era, consumers have become much more aware that these are some things that the body needs, and the regular food sources do not provide the entire dosage that we need. So we need to supplement it with extra things. Some of the other thing that the third item on the list is calcium, and we are seeing it particularly for the older females that calcium is something which is important for them, and it could be because they are looking for calcium uh, enriched products for their young kids. Then some of the other things like vitamin B or magnesium or zinc, these are some of the things that has also picked up popularity. And the reason could be because we are living in a stressful environment, and with this work from home, we are not going out so much, especially during the COVID time. That 1 year was 1.5 years was quite troublesome, and it impacted the consumer's mindset and consumers' overall mental health as well. So these elements providing a mental balance or it helps to regulate their mood is also becoming more, means consumers are becoming more aware of these facts. So these are some of the ingredients or some of the micronutrients that consumers are looking for. Next, we move on to the gut health. Gut health is also something that consumers have been quite aware of. Uh, the understanding has developed quite a bit, especially in terms of fiber intake. Uh, the use of prebiotics and probiotics has also now it is well understood by most of the consumers. I wouldn't say that it is still understood by all the consumers, but yes, there is a good section of the society, especially the younger ones, uh, where they understand what is the use and what is the impact of these kind of prebiotics and probiotics. So once again, any products, anything which is developed on these kind of claims and these kind of benefits will definitely be uh, quite acceptable to the consumers. And you can see the numbers here, it is quite high. And this is based on trial index. This is not even based on a direct claim. We have already looked at the direct claim. We have built in the cultural factor. We have built in, we have removed the overclaim. And then this is what we are reporting. So this is something definitely quite impactful and quite important for the consumers. So yes, this brings us to an end for the second bucket. I see that there are more questions. Let me try to access some of them.
Yeah, a lot of questions coming in actually.
Yeah. So um,
I think we can try to answer this one, but is there any data which distinguish savory versus sweet snacks?
yes, we have some data on savory versus sweet snacks towards the end of the presentation. That's the last section actually.
Okay.
What is the so see one question I saw earlier, which I forgot to answer, was also that how do consumers define healthy snack? Are there any verbatims or something like that? Instead of asking them verbatims and asking them how do they define it, we have provided them this list of all these uh, all these features and benefits that you are seeing on the screen. So we ask them that when you are choosing a healthy snacking for them, which ones is more important to you and which one is not important to you. And we gave them an option in such a way that they cannot choose everything for themselves. In a real life market scenario, consumer cannot choose everything for themselves. So here also we made them do the trade-off. We looked at what is positive, what is negative, and then we are showing you the numbers also. So whatever numbers you are seeing as quite high, those are the definitions of healthy snacking in the consumer's mind. Yeah, one more thing is related to fortification. What is the definition of daily nutrition? The definition of daily nutrition, we have not provided an exact definition, but again, it is a claim that is used by many brands, many companies. And is it relevant for the consumers? Do consumers find it appealing or not appealing? That is what we are trying to see. If a snacking brand offers them a product with a claim that this provides the daily nutrition or this adds to the daily nutrition, will they prioritize that product? Will they start consuming that product or not? That is what we are trying to understand. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the third bucket, because
Okay.
we are close to 1 hour already.
All right, let's move on to the third dimension in this healthy snacking category, which is mindful personalization. So the first thing that we picking up in this my mindful personalization, okay, it's about portion control. What is portion control important? Because like uh, consumer having like more awareness about the calorie intake, so they try to like not overconsume the snack, their favorite snacks. So as we can see here, this is something that are actually important for consumer because it's picking high appeal. Yeah, so when we're talking about healthy snack, low calorie option is like being mentioned high here. Yeah, the trial index for low calorie is high. Yeah, especially for Indonesian, maybe this is more into the younger consumers. But it's interesting that in Malaysia, yeah, the trial index is also high, but it's skewed towards more Chinese and older consumers. Yeah, so there is like slightly a difference in terms of like demographics who are like looking into the low calorie options. So it's also getting like important to give consumer clear information about the calories of our products. Yeah, for example, here you can see this snacks here mentioning that this is like having around like 110 calories total. So it's about like helping consumer to regulate their calories intake. Yeah. So we can also like recommend the like give like appropriate recommendation of the single serving portion for consumer to help them like regulate those calorie intakes. Yeah, for example, and other things that yeah maybe we before we move to the next slide, there is another polls here. So we are would like to understand
Okay, so we would like to
do you
understand
think
the portion
about
control, yeah,
portion
when snacking.
control? Are you like minding this
Uh,
or not?
For me, it's all the time actually, Mas. What about you?
For me, yeah, if snack is good, maybe it's not that important. But maybe
Okay.
when I feel like guilty, sometimes when I eat it too much, yeah. So there's still like some audience who are like, I don't mind, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
they're still
interesting.
answering.
Like
Never.
around 20%. Never think about portion control.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just
Maybe
gonna end the
slowing
poll
down.
now.
Okay. So yes, majority of our audience here like also
Sometimes.
trying to be mindful about the calorie intakes then. So let's see how is our respondent in both countries responding. Yeah, so the result is kind of similar, yeah, especially in Indonesia here, like around like 90% of consumers mentioned they are like trying to control the portion size of their when they are like snacking. Especially like more higher in Malaysia here, yeah. The numbers like significantly higher in Malaysia. So what the consumer actually do when they're trying to portion control? So top to mention here in both market are actually buying smaller packs or buying big pack with multiple smaller pack inside or like multi-pack. Yeah, so other than just like putting some clear information about the calories, like giving them like recommended serving size for one consumption, we could also like possibly doing pack innovation to help them controlling the calories or like to like making consumers like appreciate that we actually understand that everyone have like a different needs in terms of like how much calorie they are willing to consume in one snacking moments. Yeah. So that's the key takeaway for this portion control. Yeah, next subtrends that we are picking up for mindful personalization. This is trying to acknowledge that there are some consumers who are like, having special dietary needs, yeah, special needs. So, for example, maybe overall in Indonesia market, some of these attributes, some of this claim or like offering is not that relevant yet. For example, vegan option, lactose free, allergen free is not that high compared to maybe other market in for example, like in Northern America or like in Europe or in Australia, yeah. But we see some moderate appeal here for gluten free in Indonesia and in Malaysia. So maybe we are like understand that special dietary need are something that are really niche for Indonesia and Malaysia context, but we also can utilize this as like opportunity for future innovation. But what we can do as a marketers is also trying to make this offering available yeah, by combining this, for example, like allergen cookies here. So this is like allergen free. We clearly stating that we are free from top 8 allergens, but not only like we are trying to market this to those who are like having allergy, because this is like not feasible to get like a good volume for like this specific market only. But we also try to make our offering relevant to the mass market. How? Yeah, for example, like we are putting other findings that we already like get from the previous slides. Yeah, for example, like we put like fortification. We put like clearly stated that we are free from this harmful harmful content. So our product is still can be like relevant to the mass market, but also like available to those who are like in need of this product, and like could possibly like increasing our like healthy perception in consumers' mind in general. Okay. Yeah, the last in the mindful personalization is do it yourself. So this is actually kind of a recent trend, yeah, on how brands trying to communicate or like trying to give like healthy cues to their consumers. Usually, not only like by like giving the innovation on two pack, for example, here the yogurt you can like put the fruits as much as you want, as much as you desire, like. So it is this P3 snack also like portable protein pack. You can like mix and match however you want. So this is mostly right now in Indonesia and Malaysia is not like picking up very highly, but in Indonesia we saw that most yeah, especially among females, this is actually quite moderately interesting for them. So able to customize the amount of fiber, able to customize the sweetness, they're able to customize the amount of protein is like having higher appeal in Indonesia compared to in Malaysia. So what actually brands do here is we can do some kind of like campaign using this do it yourself, even if you just like not giving the consumer with DIY packaging like this, we can make some kind of like campaign like increasing engagement by with helping of the influencers, the food bloggers, to ask consumer, encourage consumer to create and share how they usually like snacking with our product. Do they something interesting? Do they have like specific recipe from for themselves? So this is something that possibly we could use to increase engagement to our product or brand. Yeah. Okay. That's for do it yourself. Yeah. And next, maybe one of the last part of this webinar. Back to you, Raj.
Yes. So one of the questions is around this last part as well, that uh, do we have any things around the flavors, and what can we see about the flavor trends and all. So before we just summarize, let's have a quick understanding of what the future is looking like. So if we are seeing that what is the preference for the consumers, first of all, on the top itself, we are seeing that many consumers, around 40% of the consumers are saying that they frequently try new snacks. And in terms of sweet versus savory, we see that the preference is higher for the savory snacks more. In terms of what kind of flavors, but there are a lot of consumers who want some kind of a combination of sweet and savory, or who are open to both kinds of individually, they are open to both kinds of sweet and savory snacks. In terms of flavors, we see that the salty and the spicy flavors of the savory snacks is definitely most preferred, but the cheesy flavor is also getting traction. Sour and tangy is still kind of weak, but it is still doing well in Malaysian market. For the sweet ones, we are seeing that the classic flavors, which is like vanilla, chocolate, caramel, or the fruity flavors like strawberry, blueberry, and mango, etc., are doing quite well in terms of appeal. But the dessert inspired like Biscoff or Oreo or Tiramisu, Black Forest, these ones also show high acceptance. So these are again some of the things that we can look at when we are planning for the innovation. In terms of, so one thing is what we saw from the point of view of innovation in terms of how we can develop the product or what kind of products and what kind of flavors and all. The other is in terms of communication. So if we ask the consumers to tell us that how do they come to know about the new snacks in the market, and the main touch point is actually social media. So social media ads, social media buzz, as well as word of mouth from friends and family. These are some things which are more important. And some of the examples that Risky gave earlier around how you can create campaigns in social media, engage with social media influencers. So these are some of the things that we can do. But also we have to remember that in-store marketing is also very important. And that is where the packaging plays a very big role. When we talk about in-store marketing, a packaging which has a clean design and the ingredients are uh, easily put on, easily recognizable, and also the overall it looks like it looks more uncluttered. That is what consumers are actually looking for in terms of the touch points also. So finally, we look at the trends that we saw earlier. So overall, we had 10 trends to start with, out of which 4 trends are definitely showing high appeal, which is natural and clean label, free from fortification and gut health. So for natural and clean label, just to summarize, what we saw was that some of the claims or some of the things around, say, 100% from nature, freshly produced, organic, these and clean label, these are some of the things which consumers show high appeal for. In terms of free from, there is definitely a trend, or there is definitely a good demarcation between how the younger consumers see things versus how the older consumers see things. Younger consumers are more they are more into uh, no synthetic and no preservatives, so more technical. And the older consumers are still looking for the claims that we have seen in the past, like no additives and no artificial ingredients and no artificial colors and all. Similarly, we saw similar things for sugar conscious also, that there is a difference in terms of what younger consumers want versus what the middle-aged and older consumers want. Younger consumers are looking for zero sugar, no sugar at all. Middle-aged consumers are looking for some level of sugar, and older consumers do not care much. For the second bucket, functional benefits, uh, plant-based ingredients, again, it is something that is picking up in the market. There is a lot of buzz around plant-based use of plant-based ingredients in snacks. Consumers are looking for things which are made up of fruits and vegetable extracts, some things which are made up of nuts and seeds. Even whole grains shows a lot of potential in the market. On fortifications, this is something that we are seeing from some time now. And things like added vitamins, added minerals are some of the things which are important for the consumers. Gut health is again something which is very important, I would say. It is uh, one of the main trends which are seeing the highest appeal. Things like rich in fiber and things which are like contains probiotics. Those are the trends which are seeing some of the highest appeal. And finally, we have mindful personalization around portion control and dietary needs and do it yourself. So again, these are some things which have not picked up so much. Globally, it might have, but in Indonesian and Malaysian markets, we are not seeing the appeal to be very, very strong. But yes, these are some of the things that we can keep in mind, we can look at in future as well. So yes, these are all the things that we wanted to share with you today. Sorry, it went a little bit more than an hour, but yeah, if you want, we can answer more questions.
Yeah, I
So
think we can answer 1 or 2 questions before ending the
yeah,
session.
yes. So yes, social media in terms of uh, getting more awareness is very important. Just now, what we have discussed, uh, whether they go to e-commerce or GT. Sorry, we did not ask that particularly, but I it would be more on the supermarkets and the hypermarkets, where they can see a lot of things, where they can compare a lot of things and then choose what is best for themselves. That is what I would say. Do consumers will spend more money to buy these healthy snacks? Uh, Again, this is something we did ask it, and many consumers are claiming that yes, they are ready to pay higher money for healthy snacks, but we have not included it as part of the deck, because again, this is claim data, and we might need to do more research on this. How much, if you want to know how much exactly are they willing to spend at a daily or a monthly level. Any policy differences between the two markets? Sorry, we did not check around the policy differences. But see, most of the claims and most of the package labelings that we have seen, and we have taken examples from, these are coming from these markets only. So it is not something that these kind of products or these kind of claims are not existing in these markets. So I would say that none of the 40-50 claims that we have tested in the study would be out of ordinary for any of these two markets. When we talk about nutritious food or healthy food, cost becomes a very important factor. Yeah, we already discussed about the cost part. Is there, so do we have a penetration for healthy snacking in Indonesia? So what we can say is based on the study that we have done, this study only, and we see that a lot of consumers, around 50-60% of the consumers are saying that they try to consume some kind of a healthy snack on a daily basis. So again, we can take that as a number, but again, it can be a bit overclaim, and it can be means we need to, if we want to do a proper study, then we have to do a much bigger sample to understand the penetration level. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we have answered most of the questions.
Yeah, I think all the questions are answered, but before closing, I wanted to send the last poll. So this is to end our session today. Please help us to understand whether you want us to present our findings to your bigger team or organization. Then we can just arrange a specific time with you all. Oh, okay. I think many people interested, yeah, to
Yeah,
be presented to the bigger team, to the organization. Yeah, all right. So since we are almost running out of time as well, I'm just gonna end the poll, and I think all people already answered as well. Yeah, okay. So that marks our sessions today to end the webinar for today. We thank you all very much for joining the webinar today. Or if you have any, you feel like you have unanswered questions or you wanted to discuss more with us, then you can just send us an email so we can have another discussion as well. Or
Yes.
if you have like you wanted us to do specific topic, like because every month we normally do webinars, so just drop us an email and mentioning what kind of topic that you wanted us to cover, and we will try to address all of that. But before that, we are thanking you so much for staying till the end of today's session, and we will see you on another webinar. Thank you and have a great day.
Everyone, have a
Thank
great
you, everyone.
day.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good day.
Bye bye. Thank you.